Gone.
Often in a call where a drunk driver hits a vehicle, it's the person that they hit that ends up getting injured or killed. And unfortunately, that person that was drunk and made that horrible decision gets to live with that for the rest of their life.
En route, you definitely go over some different scenarios of what could happen, especially when there's this rate of speed.
It says on here, serious bleeding from head.
So possibly a head injury. Whether he lost conscious or not, we're not sure. In a call like this, our on-scene time is what makes the big difference.
Yeah, they got her.
She's supine on the grass.
He was over at the pub over there, and they just passed out, and Booth had to kick him out. He made his way over here.
Okay.
Crossing the road, and this car that was just coming in this turn lane.
Is this the vehicle that hit him there?
Do we know how fast that car was going? Sure, I'll just take a quick listen to it as long as you're Take a nice deep breath for me, bud. Upon making patient contact, we do what's called a rapid trauma assessment.
Good, hand out.
For any significant or life-threatening injuries, and our goal is to have this done in under 1 to 2 minutes.
Yeah, he went up. He didn't go on the window, but it looks like he came off.
When we get called for a person that's been hit by a car, we worry about a whole multitude of situations. How did they land on the car? Did they go up and over? Did they go down and under? Were they dragged? Did they go through the windshield? It's a huge puzzle that we have to piece together. So you witnessed this?
Yeah, I saw him, this guy, beeline out of into the intersection at a green light.
So he was jaywalking then?
Yeah, we were easily going 60.
And he got hit. Travel like 10 to 15 feet in the air before landing.
Do you have any pain down your neck or your back? We want to try to minimize the movement of that particular bone if it does happen to be fractured, just to prevent further injury. Do you remember getting hit by a car? No? Did you black out? Okay, you know what? We'll sit him up right now.
We're gonna set you up here, bud.
No, you're coming to the hospital with us, bud. This patient was very lucky to escape this incident with just the injuries that he had. The high rate of speed the car was traveling could have caused much more damage. 19 years old, loss of consciousness.
With the patient being intoxicated, not aware of what was going to happen, most likely reduced the amount of injuries he sustained. We're going to take him to the hospital now. He's really lucky that it wasn't worse.
Reading all the information off of the computer system as it's coming in, we know there's a car accident. We know there's at least 2 vehicles. We don't know the number of patients that we're going to. Fire's on scene already. Police are on scene already.
2 vehicles, that's it?
She was the driver, sorry.
Which car were you in?
Nurse, so I'm just here.
Okay.
checking.
The silver car?
So what happened?
I'm going this way.
Okay.
And they came across and...
When I touch your neck, does that hurt anywhere in there? Look to your left now.
You can have injuries that you don't know about until the adrenaline rush leaves and you have time to process the whole event.
How are you doing?
A little pain over here.
A little bit of pain over there.
Does that hurt anywhere in there?
No.
Take a deep breath.
Did you want us to check you out a little more? You're good? Okay. Take care.
So what happened?
I looked down when I was trying to find directions to something, and I was looking at the map, and I wasn't paying attention, and I think it was red, I think, and I'm pretty sure I just hit them.
By the time we got here, both were out walking around outside the vehicle, and just gonna check them out in the back, check their vitals, and most likely they'll be on their way.
This accident could have been a lot worse. All people involved were very lucky. All the cars did exactly what they're supposed to do. Crumple zones all worked, airbags went off where they were supposed to. So yeah, no one was hurt.
Look at the airbags that went off.
This car accident shows the importance of paying attention while you're driving.
Stinky airbags.
Eyes up, looking at the
Smell
road.
that? Oh, stinky.
Don't look at your phone. Make sure that you are aware of what you are doing and what everyone is doing around you.
When I hear somebody is pinned, I'm thinking, are they pinned up against a tree, in between another car, in their own vehicle? It makes the entire situation a lot more complicated.
We roll up on scene to see this tiny car crumpled up next to this massive piece of road construction equipment. I walk around the car to find our male patient laying on the ground, and I'm worried about how he got there. How did you get out of the car?
Just pushed the door open, got out.
Okay, is anything hurting right now?
My stomach.
Can I sneak in here?
Yeah.
What's your name, ma'am? What's your name? Jamie. How fast were you going when you hit this?
50, 40.
50 or 40?
I'm assessing the driver, and her seat has been pushed so far forward that she's actually lying over top of the steering wheel.
You weren't going that fast. Okay.
Okay, you got some abrasions on your hip bones here. He's complaining of abdominal pain. Does your hips hurt? I can't see what's going on internally, but he could very well be bleeding from a vital organ.
Any pain down here? Yeah, it's getting over my toes. It's really bad. Let's see if we can get you out of here and over to the ambulance.
When a vehicle is traveling at 60 or 70 kilometers an hour, everything in the vehicle is traveling at 60 or 70 kilometers an hour.
We need to get this jacket off you.
Everything comes to a full and complete stop, including stuff that's in your body.
Okay, we're good. On your call.
So when your skull comes to a stop, your brain actually hits off the front of your skull and then back off the back of your skull. We call that a coup contra coup. It can be very dangerous.
So she was the driver. They were going about 50 kilometers an hour.
I'm just glad that the people were wearing their seatbelts and didn't get thrown from the vehicle.
If you're not wearing your seatbelt, you turn into a flying object inside that car,
We're going to St. Paul's.
and you can hurt other passengers as well as yourself.
You're responding Bravo. Truck versus tree. City police are en route. All other information unknown.
He definitely hit a tree.
You're like fighting with him.
When we approach the vehicle, we see 2 police officers in the cab of the truck with a semi-conscious male. Can you talk? We're the paramedics. Tell me your name. Can you...
Hey.
Just relax, All of a sudden, the patient wakes up agitated. And he almost kicked me. Of course, I don't like it when patients kick me, but a lot of times they don't really know what they're doing. He smells of alcohol.
Drinking tonight? He just kind of drifted into that tree.
Police are having to hold him down inside the car. It doesn't seem like he's really cooperating or coherent enough, but can't get anywhere close to him because he keeps threatening violence.
Can you tell me what happened tonight?
There you go, just like that. Hands in.
Keep him close.
Yeah, he was slouched over. Like I was banging on the window and he was
kind of in and out.
Slouched over to the passenger side? You don't feel any sign of trauma on him?
No, there's not a scratch.
There's no alcohol evidence in the truck, but you can kind of smell it just from him being in there.
I think this guy's very lucky. I think the community's very lucky. He's pretty intoxicated. So the fact that nobody got hurt, nobody's injured, and there's no real damage to any, properties, houses, other vehicles
Hang on that yellow bar.
is pretty miraculous in itself. So kind of a rough call with a happy ending.
You're responding Bravo for a 2-vehicle MVC at the intersection of 20th and Avenue P.
This seems bizarre, eh?
20th and P?
I'm concerned that a pedestrian may have been hit.
So the first thing I noticed when we're pulling up to this scene is that there's multiple vehicles involved, lots of damage to the vehicles, high traffic area, so our scene safety is very important on this call.
Are you hurt at all?
Good luck, hurt.
Do you want to be checked out by EMS?
No, I'm fine.
It's obvious to me that he has been drinking this evening. He's slurring his speech, he's not standing straight, he's not walking straight, and he smells of alcohol.
You told me you had 1.
2. You tell you I had 1.
I don't know why he hit my car because we are on the stoplight, so I don't know what's happened.
This patient is very lucky that he didn't hurt himself or kill himself or somebody else.
Yeah, it's gone.
Often in a call where a drunk driver hits a vehicle, it's the person that they hit that ends up getting injured or killed. And unfortunately, that person that was drunk and made that horrible decision gets to live with that for the rest of their life.
25-year-old male. He has hit the barrier wall and is in and out of consciousness.
We arrive at the track. The parking lot's a maze, and we're trying to figure out the best way to get to the patient. Out of my way.
It is difficult to get to our patient. It's a huge facility. There's lots of cars.
Crashed into the wall about 115 kilometers an hour.
Okay.
Was knocked out for about 2 to 3 minutes. Regained consciousness, is still pretty confused. He keeps asking the same questions over and over again.
Where are we going?
We're going to the University Hospital.
Kenny lost control on corner number 2. I was just coming to corner 3, tried to correct, and he got tapped, and he completely spun around and hit the wall.
So we were told our patient was driving 100 miles an hour. He was knocked out for about 2 to 3 minutes, regained consciousness, but still very confused.
Is it okay? Can we just take this racing suit right off? Might as well keep it if it's expensive.
We don't want anybody cutting it. So.
Yeah.
And I want to check the back before. At first, Kenny doesn't really seem bothered by any injuries.
All right, Kenny.
Yeah, I felt that already, yes.
And then just lay straight back, okay?
Make sure you load up that car.
They'll take care of your car, Kenny. You okay there, Kenny?
Kenny appears outwardly okay.
You're gonna feel the bed go up, okay?
But because he hit the wall at such a great speed, we have a high suspicion that there could be internal injuries.
Where are we going?
We're going to the university hospital. We're gonna have to watch them, those washboards.
Are there airbags in these cars?
There could be a lot of potential injuries. He could have bleeding in his brain. He could have a bruised heart or lungs. He could have bleeding in his spleen or his liver. What's the last thing you remember?
Come on. That's sad. Honestly, I don't know.
You remember starting the race?
Oh yeah, I remember starting the race. I remember racing hard.
36.9. Okay. And then do you remember crashing?
Did I crash?
Okay, so that you don't remember, hey?
All right, ready to roll?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
We're going to the university hospital. The patient keeps repeating his questions over and over. Where are we going? What happened? Do you remember why we're going to the hospital?
I don't know, unless it went pretty bad.
You hit the wall, okay?
Did I?
Yeah, you were out for a little bit.
I don't remember.
That's okay. That's okay. It's pretty obvious that he has a concussion at this point.
You're gonna be okay, Kenny, okay? We have a collar around your neck for precaution, okay?
A big accident like this can cause an adrenaline rush and an outpour of emotion. Try not to move your head, okay? I know. We're taking Kenny to the hospital. They're gonna give him a CAT scan, X-ray, ultrasound, and we hope that he's okay.
Undetermined injuries at this time. They did state that there were 3 other patients that are possibly left to see.
So this call is just outside of town, still within the city limits or just on the edge?
There's a lot of lights.
You were in which vehicle?
He was a driver.
Driver of this one? Yeah. Okay.
When we got there was alcohol all over the road, all over the ground.
We're kind of presuming that they were drinking.
You could kind of see the tracks where they came around the corner, punched her, and then lost control and ended up right there.
Were you wearing your seatbelt?
Yeah.
Were airbags deployed?
No. I had 4 of my buddies,
Yeah.
and then a couple girls hopped in. I don't know who the girls are, but they ran.
My concern when I hear that some people have fled the scene of this MVA is, are they trying to hide something?
Innocent people don't run. They've done something wrong.
Okay, come with me. You're okay to take a couple steps?
There's booze everywhere.
So you weren't drinking?
No, I was sleepy.
They pulled over at an approach not too long after the train tracks, shut their lights off, so the headlights, tail lights.
So what exactly happened here?
Say we got about 2 or 3 car lengths away from them. The lights come on.
We were at another party and it got shut down, so we're going to another one.
And they beeline her off the approach.
And everyone was yelling and shouting at me.
All of a sudden you see dust just flying out from the back.
I got aggravated and I kind of...
2 fish tails.
You jerked the wheel or what? Did you do that on purpose?
I was expecting to come to a fatality, to be honest.
So you were driving, they upset you, you jerked the wheel.
The only person I seen that was buckled in was the driver. Everybody else was laying in the bottom of the SUV. There was feet and hands and legs hanging out of the bottom windows. I was just like, oh God, please don't let there be somebody dead.
This kid is telling me that he had no drinks, that he was the DD when he obviously smelt of liquor.
You do smell like you've been drinking. So no lying to me anymore, okay? Well, you can go with this officer right here.
And it's his turn with you, okay, bud?
With impaired drivers, the person that's been drinking and driving usually isn't the one to die. It's usually the other people that are involved in the collision or the passengers. I don't think these kids realize how lucky they are. I've seen people die from a lot less than what they've gone through.
We arrive on scene and see 3 significantly damaged vehicles. That tells me there's a high force of impact.
You're doing the front, 3 in the back.
PTOH?
Driver's the worst.
They're doing in excess of 100, and they hit
100?
Yeah, you're gonna have to take a look at the car because it looks pretty bad.
5 people in this car, traveling in excess of double the speed limit.
This is the driver. Very, very large damage to the driver's side.
You're going like 100, 110?
This was a parked vehicle.
Yeah. He lost control and then started to fishtail, and then I just saw the one side come up, and then he made contact with the 2 vehicles that were there.
All I remember is hitting it and flying around the bump.
Did he climb out of here?
Yeah. He was sitting here, leaning against the car.
Other patients are being assessed, and there are some very young teenagers involved.
One for more driving this way, and this car went zooming by us.
Turns out this witness got a bit of a surprise. But your daughter was
in the car.
No.
Every paramedic has shown up to a call that has much less extensive damage, but much greater injuries. So the fact that these patients walked away is almost a miracle.